partnership with Albatross, a feeling kind of a partnership, I would say, because we work very closely with Kaylene. She helps to inform our customers about what Albatross has to offer and about the kind of tours that Albatross are that are specially suited for Australians. But I won't tell you any more because Kaylene will certainly make sure that she tells you everything about that. And without further ado, what I'll do is pass over to Kaylene so that she can tell you all about Europe, with a little bit of Christmas in Europe thrown in at the end, just to stay in the Christmas in July spirit. So enjoy.
So welcome everybody. Nice and fresh this morning, isn't it?
Yes.
Firstly, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Holiday World Salamander Bay. They certainly are great supporters of our product and of me personally, and also of Ewan, so we do appreciate that. And to Grand Pacific, to Peter and Greg who brought you safely out, and it is great for us to work with Grand Pacific Tours as well, because we do have quite a synergy there. They do New Zealand and they specialise in that, and we specialise in Europe with escorted touring, so it works really, really nicely. So who are Albatross Tours, you ask? So we actually started the company 23 years ago, so we're not babies. We haven't been around in the last 12 months. 23 years we've been going, and we actually started our program by actually taking one group for a European Christmas, and that was 23 years ago. So the brainchild behind Albatross Tours is Ewan. We call him the Mo affectionately, and he thinks he's hard at work here. And he's actually, funny enough, hard at work in Europe right now, exploring tours for 2019. So he is the brainchild, he's our visionary, he's the blue sky man, he makes it all happen. We love working with him, although there are some people that have to bring his concepts into practice, if you know what I mean. So he actually used to be a tour manager in Europe for many years. And his story is he was driving along the front of the coach with a group behind him. It was a beautiful day, the Alps were soaring, he turned around and everyone on the coach was asleep behind him. And he thought, oh, there's got to be a better way to do this, and hence Albatross Tours was born. We do escorted touring on a coach. Now, I know there are some differences between Grand Pacific coaches and our coaches, particularly if you're looking at the ultimate experience. We don't have ultimate coaches in Europe, just to make that clear. We actually do have luxury coaches, less than 2 years old, air-conditioned, toilet on board, the works. But the great thing about our summer touring program, and that's mostly what I'm going to talk to you about today, is that we take a maximum of 28 people. So our average loads are around 22, so you do all get a window seat each. So you don't have to sit next to your wife or husband the whole trip if you don't want to. I'm just saying. So one of the main reasons people choose to holiday with Albatross is that we do longer stays. That's number one reason for us. Have you ever been on a coach tour and you're doing one night, Tuesday it's Belgium, Wednesday we're in Paris, Thursday we're in Barcelona, oh look at that, we're back already. So we don't do one night stays unless it's at the beginning or the end of our tours. Our minimum once we start touring is 2, but a lot of the times in our itineraries, which I'll show you a little bit further on, we do 3, 4 and 5 night stays. So it really allows you to unpack, settle in, and we like to do what we call a hub and spoke style of touring. So we're in one spot and we tour out and come back, tour out and come back. And it also means that you can get your underwear dry, and I think that's very, very important. So I love to use this cartoon because there's nothing like a visual to show you how many people can fit on a coach comfortably. So, there are other operators out there who take 40 and 52s. We just find that you want space. You're going to, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to purchase things along the way, and you need somewhere to put it. If you're like me, I already take a big bag before I go, so I need the space under the coach, and then I'm also going to add to that as I go along. But maximum 28, it is very comfortable. One of the big things that I love about us, and I've done 5 coach tours with a number of companies now, and one of the big things I love is that we do not sell anything to you along the way. And I call it the Aussie way. You know when you go to buy a scarf and it's $19.95, you take it to the counter and they're going to charge you $19.95. When you open an Albatross Tours brochure and you look at the price, that's what the price is. You look at the inclusions, that's what the inclusions are. It means you know exactly where you are with your spending money, it means you know what's included, what the hotel style is, and we aren't going to be selling you anything along the way. We also include all our tipping for tour manager, drivers and local guides. And a few of you have been on tours before, and if you have a local guide and then oops, you've only got a €50 note in your pocket, and then all of a sudden you've got to try and find €5 or €10 to tip the guide. None of that. It's just so easy. The tour manager tips the local guides and you can just walk off. It's a lovely way to travel. It's the Aussie way. If it's an attraction, say for example we go to Paris and it's the Eiffel Tower, well it's included. Like for example the Glacier Express first class. We don't say you can go on the Glacier Express, we include it in the itinerary and you've paid for it in Aussie dollars here before you go. So that's the main difference. This is the lovely Zermatt which the Glacier Express goes from. Stunning photo. Where you stay is also one of Ewan's main points about picking hotels in Europe. It's great to have North American chain hotels. I stay in them a lot for work, you know what you're going to get. But when you're travelling to Europe, there's so many castles, chateaux, beautiful European style accommodation that you can use. We choose the best. It's always first class, so it's not, you're not going to be paying $18 for a beer. We're not 5-star. We are first class European hotels. You have a nice bar, good bedroom and good facilities. One of our iconic ones is Castle Brando where we stay, and that's at the foot of the Dolomites. So that's quite great to stand at the bottom of the funicular and look up and say, wow, I'm staying up there. It's fantastic. That's what you want in Europe. Another one we use is Leeds Castle. So the best of British. Our last night we actually have a farewell dinner in Leeds Castle. We actually have the property to ourselves. We hire the whole property. So when it's open to the public, usually till around 5, the ropes come down and we get to go behind the scenes and we have our dinner in the King Henry VIII banquet room. So that's a nice way to finish off the best of British tour. And the island connection. So this is our property in Belfast. You know, you imagine Ireland to have some rolling, beautiful estates that you can stay in, and we use one of those in Belfast. We go with a minimum of 10 people. Once we hit that number 10, we're departing. So what can happen is Narelle at Holiday World and her team can phone us. If usually we have a tick next to our tours if they're guaranteed to depart, but if there's no tick, Narelle can phone us up and say how many people are booked on your tour, and we can let you know. So that way you can make an informed decision with Narelle at Holiday World whether you want to just take that risk and wait a little bit longer for that to become guaranteed. So it's a great way. Again, it's the Aussie way. We want to tell you what's going on. So these are our program. We have the Christmas touring program and we have a summer touring program. Now this is our 2017 summer brochure on the right hand side, and we're imminent with the release of our 2018. It's about 3 weeks away. So we're really waiting with bated breath on that. And Christmas is just a beautiful brochure if you want to take one and have a look through. I know a lot of you have indicated today that you are looking more at summer touring, so that's why I'm concentrating more on that. But if you know someone who wants to do Christmas tours for this year, we do still have availability. This is our brochure for 2017, and that's a beautiful shot in Spain. Lovely vineyards, it's just gorgeous. So that's what our new brochure will look like. So I'm going to have a little talk about some of our 2018 tours as they stand at the moment and where we go, and you will notice the theme of the longer stays coming through the itineraries. So we just talked about our best of British. Just to let you know, there has been one itinerary change for this one for next year, and we are moving back to Bath for 3 nights. So that will be lovely. We'll be in the centre of Bath. We do the Italian Grande. This is one of our most popular tours. So this is one of our most popular. We stay in Stresa up in the northern Italian lakes and then come through to Castle Brando. 5 nights in Tuscany. That's the hook for this one. We take you out for 3 days of that, but we also have in our itineraries is what we call My Time. And we're not selling you anything on those days, but you do get free days to actually do what you want to do in the place that you're in. So you might want a half a day off just to relax, and then you might want to wander up the street, have a coffee, do a little bit of shopping and come back. Or you might be one of these people who grabs a map and have already planned out your day, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, you've mapped it all out for the day. The point is, it's your day. It's not Albatross's day. It's your day as part of our holiday to do what you want to do in that area. The island connection. This is very much a fly-drive itinerary, but we're doing it by coach, so nobody has to navigate, nobody has to drive. You can both sit there and enjoy it, and you're getting the longest days on the way round. So it's a way Ireland should be done. We love to spend the time so that you don't have to go back and think, oh, I didn't get to see that. 14 days in Ireland. And of course we do Belfast, the Titanic Museum, which is fantastic. La Grande, France. Now this is an example of a place, so we leave from Paris on this itinerary, but we don't put any nights in Paris because the actual title of this holiday is La Grande, France. So what we encourage people to do is, if they haven't done Paris before, is book a package with Holiday World Salamander Bay for some nights in Paris. Paris is very easy to get around. You've got your hop on, hop off bus, you've got your half day sightseeing. The rail in Paris is fantastic. And then we'll take you out and we'll show you France, because we'd rather use those nights from Paris in regional France to give you more time there. And this is one of our hotels, Chateau de Dux, that we use. And of course, this is something that we choose to use rather than what Ewan Lovett refers to them as bed boxes. Italian lakes in Tuscany, again, you've got 2 4-night stays in this one. And we do use an authentic Italian villa to stay in. You can imagine the food. You're getting European food in these places because Mum is going to be in the kitchen in that villa cooking it up for you. Italy, deep south. So again, you've got your longest days, and we've got plenty of time in Sicily. And we do stay in these Trulli cottages for 3 nights. So it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. They're little apartments, and we actually do spend 3 nights staying here. And we also stay in the Sassy Caves. So these caves are many, many years old, so we do stay there for a couple of nights as well. So as you can see, we're very much about bringing you the authenticity of Europe and making sure that you do see Europe and you do experience Europe by staying in these places. This is one of my favourite itineraries. I love this one. 4, 3, 3, 3-night stays. We're not trying to do 10 countries in 20 days. We're picking a region or a couple of countries and we're doing it in depth. And we're really making sure that when you go home, you know what the Black Forest is about. You've seen the attractions there and you've got the time to experience it. Kidspool, I've had the privilege on my Christmas tour of being to this place. It didn't actually look like that at Christmas, it had a bit of snow around, but it's absolutely gorgeous part of Austria. And one of my favourite trips, and actually Gary has literally just walked off this tour in Holiday World, Salamander Bay, and this is one where we do the French Alps, doing the Swiss Alps, the Glacier Express train that I showed you, that's included, first class, so you can sit there and have some of the Gruyere cheese while you're puffing your way through the Swiss Alps, and then you're finishing up in the northern Italian lakes. So it is a lovely tour, this one. And of course, you get to see the Matterhorn. From the hotel we use, there is usually a view of the Matterhorn. So, providing, of course, there are no clouds there. This is Grindelwald. This is the hotel we use there. Right smack bang in the little town of Grindelwald, so easy to walk to the little shops there and have a look around. Spain and Portugal, that's popular at the moment. So we've got the 6 nights in Portugal as part of our tour. Again, 2 3-night stops, so we're not rushing you. So that's our itinerary for Spain and Portugal, and of course that's the lobby of one of our hotels, so it's a bit special. And one of the itineraries that's been incredibly popular this year is the northern Spain and Pyrenees. And the northern Spain area is quite tricky to do if you're trying to do it as an FIT, with train and trying to get yourself up to this region. through Santander and San Sebastian on your own and the Rioja region. So it is great having the coach tour. The little dots that you can see there, they're included excursions, because as I said, we don't sell anything to you along the way. So when we put dots on our itineraries, that's included. So we're going out to those places for day trips. And of course, when you finish in Barcelona, there's some great options to do some Mediterranean cruising, or book a few more nights in Barcelona to have a look around yourself. Or as the locals call it, Badalona. You've got to do the TH, don't you? This is in the Rioja region, so one of the places that we visit, the Parador. Croatia, another popular place, and you can see the longer stays very much coming through here. Now, new for 2018, we are doing an Italian alternativo tour, well actually an alternative Italian tour, because I really need to work on my Italian language. So as you can see, again, we're doing our longer stays and going to areas, we're really trying to hone in on areas that people haven't or are not going to currently. More regional, getting out into the heart of these places. And then we've got another tour that we're doing, Bohemia and Saxony. Now in our Christmas program, we've got the Bohemia Christmas markets. The itinerary is a little bit similar, but as you can see there, we're coming down from Berlin, great city Berlin, through to Dresden, Prague, again a beautiful city, Prague, just absolutely gorgeous, and the palace on top of the hill, it just, words can't describe it, it's absolutely amazing. And the little town of Český Krumlov, I've got a photo in here, was lucky enough to spend some time there at Christmas, and it's just got the most amazing little atmosphere. Our hotel's right in the little town centre, so you can walk to all the shops, so really, really great spot. The Brandenburg Gates, well, Berlin's a city of just so much feeling when you get to walk around and do the museums and see how they've moved on in the last, well, not that long really when you think about it. It is an amazing city, and the gates, you know, you're walking through them, you can just feel that history. The gardens of Potsdam, again, what a beautiful shot that is. Now Ewan found this, Ewan is very good at finding little gems and places that people don't often go to, and he found this, and he said, I was sitting on these boats just going up through these little canals, and he said it was just amazing. So he's going to put you on a little punt ride through there. Then you can have a walk along the Basti Bridge. So this is another area that he's actually found that he can get a coach in. And that's the other thing about putting together these tours that go more regionally. You've got to find whether you can actually get a coach in there and how good it is to get on and off. But he manages to work it all out. So, and this is his photo. So that is an absolutely gorgeous. He said he leaned in and took it. So it's absolutely beautiful what he gets up to. Then we get to cruise down the River Elbe to Dresden. So again, that's a beautiful shot of the River Elbe. And Dresden is one of the most beautiful cities in Europe, completely rebuilt after the war. So it's amazing what they've actually done. You would have thought that nothing would have happened to that city, so incredible what the Europeans have been able to do. And then you've got the beautiful Prague, and there's Český Krumlov. Of course, when we were there, the hills were a little bit white because there was a bit of snow around. It was a little bit cooler, but it's just such a gorgeous little town to go and have a coffee in and just really feel like you're back in that medieval time. Oh, and who doesn't love Salzburg? I need to go back and do another run through there, I think, because I did it quite a number of years ago, and it's time I re-explored the area. So I just love Salzburg. It's a beautiful spot. So dates are out now. You can pre-register with Holiday World Salamander Bay, and the prices and full itineraries are imminent. So the 7th of August, I'm told that will be available to book. And the brochure will not be far away. I'm told it's coming off the printer on the 16th of August, and I will throw some copies in express post straight to Narelle's door as soon as I have them in my hand. So Christmas, so we do again the longer stays. Again, you've got no optional excursions. And we do get to stay in some pretty specky places over Christmas. We give you time to have a mulled wine. So we usually go to our Christmas markets mid to late afternoon when the lights are coming up and the chestnuts are roasting and the locals are coming down. And I mean, look, I watched the atmosphere and there was a young child next to me with mum and dad. They'd finished work and it's an integral part of what they do is the Christmas markets. It's part of their culture. It's what they do in winter. They take their children down to ice skate as well. And look, we'd be all sitting at home with the fire going, but they're out, they're enjoying it. It's part of what they do, so it is a great atmosphere. Look, there's the Christmas markets in Vienna. So, look, it is fresh outside. But the thing is, Europe heats their hotels everywhere extremely well. 24.5 degrees inside. Now, we would hardly ever heat our homes to that degree. So we sit around 22. So as soon as you walk in the door, you have to take a layer off or you're going to break out in a sweat. So inside you are never cold. And I even tell people to take a light pair of pyjamas because you can't sleep in your flannelette pyjamas in winter. So inside you will not be cold at all. When you go outside, you need your extremities covered, you need layers underneath and a good 3/4 coat that is light. And usually a big scarf that comes to here. And it's no secret that the Europeans all walk around with these massive scarves because they're just covering their nose. But it is lovely to be out in. Here's the Frankfurt Christmas market. So, oh, look, the best food there. We had really fat hot chips with some mayonnaise, pumpkin soup, hot ham rolls. The things you want when it's cold outside. So we want you to be a local. We're going to give you time to explore the Christmas markets. Yes, you're going to think it's cold, snowy, but it's gorgeous because you're sitting in a warm coach and then you're in a warm hotel and then you go out and wander around and feel like an Eskimo for a few hours. So it's great. This is the Grindelwald. So this is called the Romantic Hotel at Grindelwald. And to me it reminds me of Lilienfels in the Blue Mountains. You walk in, you're immediately in that cosy, comfortable state. And the piano's playing and it's just got a wonderful atmosphere. We do carriage rides and the horses have got little bells on them and you get a rug to put over your legs. Or you can do some tobogganing. But it's funny with Europe too, everywhere up in the Alps there are restaurants. There are restaurants within a couple of 100 metres of another restaurant and you can do snow walking and you could do a pub crawl up the top of the Alps if you wanted to. The facilities up there are unbelievable. So we do give you time to catch the cable cars up and to do a little bit of snow walking and to spend time in the bars up there and to sit and look at the view. You'll meet new friends and that's what I love about a coach tour as well. I still keep in touch with some people from my 2015 tour and we go to football together and you do end up meeting some wonderful people. So here's a few of our Christmas itineraries. Again, another beautiful shot. The German fairy tale is one of our favourite Christmas itineraries and you are staying near Neuschwanstein Castle, so that's one to see and there's a shot of it there. New Year Berlin, so you get to see the beautiful Dresden and of course have New Year and watch the fireworks go off at the Berlin gates there, Brandenburg gates. So see you there. So we do have our summer 18 product imminently about to be released and the early bird discount this year is $350 per person and you need to deposit that by 31 October. And as part of the promotion today, for the first 2 summer bookings coming from our talk today, I'm going to give you €50 spending money, just because you know, you don't need much with Albatross, but it might pay for your first lunch. So thanks everyone.